Hello viewers, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. How are we all today? Wherever you are in the world when you're watching, a huge shout out to you. Thank you so much for your comments. Well, first of all, thank you for those who have donated to the channel. I see them come in and I just am so grateful for them. So if you've donated, thank you, thank you, thank you. They are very, very welcome. In the last week, well, first of all, I want to pay my respects to those people who lost their lives in tragedies in the last week. I go to the tornadoes in Kentucky and other southern states, and they've got an uphill battle in front of them as they work through the aftermath of those terrible tornadoes. In Australia, we've had horrendous flooding situations, and while there hasn't been the loss of life that we've seen in the US, there has been some loss of life and a lot of property destruction in various areas of the state. I myself was battling again for about the third or fourth time in the last 18 months, flooding situation in the area in which I live, and the waters again came right up and lapped at our house and didn't come into the house but were lapping there. I said to my husband, it's a hell of a way to get a water view. Anyway, he has lived in this area a lot longer than me, and he says, you know, if I was skeptical about climate change, I'm not. This is it. So in Australia, yeah, we have those horrendous floods. And in America, of course, these tragic tornadoes. I want to draw some messages from Spirit here. Also want to thank, before I start the reading, thank you for those wonderful comments on my Sculptures by the Sea, How to Live More Creatively video. I find, you know, those spirit file videos, while they won't be everyone's cup of tea, when I look through the comments section, they are so diametrically opposed to political readings that you get like nuggets of gold. So even if you don't want to watch that video or you haven't watched that video, just go and read the comments thread. One lady from Ireland, I can't remember her name, but she told a wonderful story about a beautiful sculptures that were erected for the EU project for peace and reconciliation in Ireland. And someone else from the UK came on and said, and of course, post-Brexit world, you won't get that. And she wondered if people actually really appreciate these more gentle ways of looking at things, more soulful ways of looking at things, that art brings answers to difficult questions in a different way. And it's no accident, I guess, that far right-wing governments don't see the value of art. They cut the arts budget. And of course, in the UK, or in England anyway, I think this is where this next viewer was from, said the UK, the budget for art in the humanities curriculum has been halved, or something like that. Huge, tremendous cuts. In Australia, people who want to do an arts degree have to pay a lot more. The government says we won't subsidise those sorts of degrees to the extent that we used to. A Bachelor of Arts, for example, isn't subsidised as heavily as, say, a engineering degree. So you can see the value laden that those that don't understand creative expression put on things, and we are poorer for that. Most advanced civilizations have huge art focus, the beauty way is also the peaceful way. Okay, so thank you for all those beautiful comments. Let's get started with messages for those that have either been flooded this week or faced tornadoes. I have another travel vlog coming. Incidentally, I went to an area that was very hard hit by the bushfires in 2019 and 20, and I'll be releasing that later on this week. There is a reading channeling the spirit of the bush there, and that was really quite, well, made me catch my breath. So I'll have that uploaded later on toward the end of the week. Well, I'll have it released toward the end of the week. Okay, so let's have a look at messages from Spirit for those that are coping, that are having to deal with either flood situations, bushfire, whatever the natural disaster is, tornadoes, the manifestations of climate change. Somebody's carrying a bugle here. In Australia, we have the last post, which was played by our veterans, during World Wars at sunrise. It's a very poignant tune that some anti-vaxxers have been playing here in Australia, and our veterans, war veterans, have asked them not to do that, not to play that. Messages from Spirit for those impacted by climate change events. Emotional wisdom is what I'm getting. There's something about events, whether they are air in the US, and air energy is thought energy being projected, and then flooding energy is around earth energy, water energy, the emotions. There's something about these huge events that bring forward some kind of, in their calamity, some kind of cleansing. The two of earth, of course, is to be, being together. Twos are all about unity, but it's also, the two of earth is precariousness, walking a thin line, juggling, balance. You're about to go off kilter, and you are really struggling to retain that balance. And we've got the messenger of water, so bringing forward this a message. What is precarious? It's our emotions, because I saw the King of Cups, emotional maturity, or lack of it. And we've got here the Five of Fire. Obstacles, challenges, partisanship, immaturity, using that wonderful fire energy in the wrong way. This is about emotional maturity in response to the questions that I've asked, and the Empress card, the Earth, Venus card, solutions, and the Three of Cups coming together, supporting one another. A lot of water energy here, a lot of fire energy here, a lot of earth energy, and the Nine of Fire, boundaries, dominion, putting boundaries up. It really is time to say no, say enough is enough, and to get fairly strident or fairly out there with saying no more. It's time for that. It's time for justice. And that leads me to, as these cards have been doing all morning in other readings on my Patreon channel, leads me to the question, why am I doing this reading today? I want to see, for all those, we'll go to the US first, for all those people who feel downhearted about the Democratic Party's chances in the midterms and beyond, I want to see whether justice, bringing forward justice, will deter the kind of lawlessness that we're seeing, whether that's through gerrymandering, partisan, drawing up electoral boundaries, voter suppression, the ex-president and his acolytes and supporters, the people that he threw into the front line, whether justice for him will bring forward a change in any way. The Nine of Water is at the basis here. Believe in miracles, have faith, wish fulfillment. If you don't believe, well, we better pack up and go home, bettern't we? All right, and wait for the calamity. All right, let's have a look at, will justice Will the justice for the ex-president and his acolytes over the insurrection? We have a PowerPoint plan to overturn a fair election coming forward. It was presented in the White House to Mark Meadows, former Chief of Staff to the ex-president. We have a whole lot of evidence coming forward which shows undoubtedly an insurrection, an attempted insurrection. We know the DOJ have a grand jury impanel because the FBI raided former Trump lawyer, which is now distancing like it did with Cohen, raided her not-for-profit organisation. She raised $14 million off the back of the big lie. These people are being raided by the FBI. We know there is a grand jury in place. When are they coming for the ex-president? Readings have already shown he will face indictments. I have never seen him in prison. I don't know why. I've always seen him almost in exile. So that's just a prediction for the future. Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups. We've got somebody coming forward, presenting something, doing an about face almost, the Four of Wands. People know, those people involved in the insurrection, they know that it's only a question of time. Will this justice that is coming forward on the insurrection give the Democratic Party and those independent thinkers who want to preserve democracy, will it give them an advantage? Now we have here the Hermit review. It will cause people to do these deep dives. This is down to the depths, to make decisions, darkest before the dawn, perilous. People are contemplating that right now. You mightn't have it covered on the mainstream news, but that's what they're thinking about. They understand the evidence before them. Will this give the Democratic Party an advantage? I'm not asking that to be partisan. I'm asking that because I feel that the future depends upon it. The King of Swords, investigations, review, the DOJ, the January 6th committee. What's crossing that is the King of Pentacles. Nothing less than bringing him into the frame will do. That's what the voter thinks. He planned, plotted, talked about, set up an insurrection attempt. Charge him. He is being investigated right now. We have the Three of Pentacles by more than one state, agency, people working together. Three of Pentacles. Working together in teams. It's not just him also that's being investigated. It's those that worked with him. But I feel this is, I've said DOJ working with the states. Or at the state level too. Page of Pentacles in the past, they have information on the money. That's exactly what the DOJ went after, the money trail. Who funded all of the accommodation? A benign person? It's not the public's heiress. It's more money than that. Who funded all that accommodation for all those people that stormed the Capitol? Where did the money come from? They have information around the money, one way or another, that implicates the ex-president. It's already there. They already have it because that's in the past. Two of Wands coming to fruition. 2 weeks? 2 months? Will this influence the US midterms? Something that comes to fruition in time is crowning this reading. Seven of Wands, having to defend themselves in the near future back against the wall. That would have to be the GOP, wouldn't it? Because these crimes will be, are apparent. And the GOP stood with the ex-president. Some of those senators, some of those members of Congress were briefed on the insurrection attempt. They will have to defend themselves. I'm not showing you what's on the bottom of the pack yet. Not yet. 10 of Wands. Right now, it's an uphill battle, but it is This person climbs regardless of the weight on their back. They climb, but it's precarious climb. It's also the ending of a cycle. The environment around us, the insurrection, the Tower card. I stay on the insurrection, attempted insurrection, I should say. I stay on it because I think it's of critical importance. I asked, will this make a difference? The Sun card in the hopes and fears. We want the light to come out. The light of day. We want the light of day. The light of day, the light of the evidence to come out. That's our hope. And we've got the King of Wands as the outcome card. Look at the strength of that King of Wands. This is the Thelema Tarot, and I use the Good Tarot to begin with. The King of Wands, stepping forward boldly, courageously. Judges, lawyers, lawmakers. They will have their win. Challenged by the Eight of Swords. Restriction. This can be the prison card as well. People are going to prison here. And the Wheel of Fortune. Jupiter in Pisces. Jupiter in Aquarius. Great changes are afoot. So these outcome cards tell me that lies will be exposed. Anyone who's coming to this channel who supports the ex-president, you support someone who attempted treason. So this channel's not for you. What's at the base of the pack? Justice. Justice is working its way through right now in many situations, not just in the US. We have money. Six of Pentacles, giving somebody loans and debts. Somebody who helped money, give money. It's all about the money here. We have the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment, and the Four of Wands. We will get this evidence. It is playing out right now. It will be in the hands of the lawmakers. It's not going to be hidden away. It will make a difference. The King of Wands to the 2022 election for the midterms for the Democrats. Now I want to go to... Where do I want to go now? I want to go to the UK. The Tory party is thinking of replacing Boris Johnson, the current Prime Minister of the UK, the man who spearheaded, along with Nigel Farage, Brexit, the man who followed a Trumpian example in many ways. They were close, along with the Australian Prime Minister. His own party, through a series of scandals, his response to COVID, the cost of COVID, will they replace him? I've got the Fool card. They want a new start. They want out of this with Johnson. He is under investigation for when he was Mayor of London. There was something there. I've read on that in the past. If you want to look at those readings, go ahead. Brexit. Hedge funds that benefited from dark money in politics. Information hidden, you name it. Johnson has it. In his cabinet, in his closet. Right, let's have a look. Will they replace him? Will they replace Boris Johnson? Nine of Cups. Some people wish it so. Miracles, wish fulfillment. They feel that he's betrayed them. This is the death of people during COVID. It weighs heavily. It weighs heavily, and it would still weigh heavily in the US for the ex-president, who we know half a million people passed, more than 500,000 people passed from COVID when they didn't have to. It still weighs on people. Lessons learned. In the UK, it weighs on them really heavily. Four of Cups as the foundation of the reading. 3 cups have been lost, 1 remains. People are disappointed. They've lost faith in him. There is 1 cup remaining. The Chariot card, they're moving quickly. His own party have moved. It's not will, have moved. They're getting the numbers. The Knight of Wands. The movement is growing. I'd like to say he's toast. The Hierophant, higher selves, government, That's the outcome card. The government will have the say, not Boris Johnson. Five of Swords, abuse. Something about his abuse of government is the main influence here. I'm just going to keep going for a full Celtic cross. They see there's so much emerging around him at the moment. Abuse of power. They don't trust him. Seven of Cups in the hopes and fears. They have to make a choice. They don't know what choice to make. That's Piscean energy. Two of Cups. Will he be replaced as leader of the Tory party? And, and then, of course, the Prime Minister of the UK. I get a yes card. I get a double yes card. Change. The Wheel of Fortune. They're going with someone new. I get another yes card. Really strong major arcana. Clarifying. I'd like to say Johnson is toast with these cards. I have to read the cards as I see them. They've already... They're going to go with someone else. They want a new contract. At the base of the pack is the Four of Swords, wounded. And here she is, this beautiful high priestess. She may not know where she's walking, but she knows where she's got to go. Got the Emperor card and the Ace of Cups. There's a lot of emotion here and the inevitable ending. Look at that water flowing. He's not got the support, is what I'm seeing. Okay. Now, looks like we've got a March or May election in Australia. I think it's a March election. I just want to confirm that very quickly because I don't want this reading to be too long. Let's go to Australia. An embattled Prime Minister who, of course, we know has had trouble in the past with France and the US. Well, received some kind of medal from Donald Trump. Scotty from marketing, Scotty from photo ops. Okay. Let's have a look. Will it be a March election? Will it be a March election? A lot depends. There's a leap of faith here. They have a decision to make. A lot depends on Omicron. What's going to happen there? They are reviewing their best options. No option seems really good at this time. If Omicron strikes, if they go in May, then that will affect the budget. If they go in March, they have to deal with January, February cases escalating. It's kind of like they know they've lost and they're regretting a lot. These are horrible cards. Ten of Cups is in the past. They once had the support of the voter, but that's in the past. The Knight of Swords, crowning this reading, truth, is marching forward. Truth. We've got the Devil energy. They haven't decided yet. It's toxic. Why is it toxic? Because the truth is emerging. There's nothing they can do to hold back the truth. Try as they might. I'm still calling it for the opposition party. There is a change of government here. Will it be May or March or May? They're still deciding. Either way, I don't like their chances. They're seen as toxic. Why? Because they can't hold back the truth. They cannot hold back the truth. There is a change of government coming. And looks like minds are made up. Minds are made up. Okay. I've been asked to read on Canada. I will read on Canada I'll add that question in future readings. While Justin Trudeau got back in, he needs to bring forward a whole lot of wisdom because people are getting a little bit disenchanted with him. They don't want the far right taking power in Canada, but by the same token, they don't feel that he is fully servicing the level of his electorate, I guess, straying too far from certain ideals. And it could be that he stands down in a future election and you get a new leader in Canada. I don't think you're going to go down the rabbit hole of the extreme right in Canada. I don't. But neither do I think you're going to stay with Trudeau post this term either. Okay, we might take that further later on. Thank you very much for tuning in. Bye for now.